So previously, I was not really sure what was going to happen in the 2024 election. There was too much chaos going on. I definitely saw a pattern of, Joe Biden being in a bad position. Um, I think a lot of people voted for him based on, obviously, I think a good amount of people voted for him to keep, Trump out. So they didn't vote for Biden; they voted against Trump. But that's not enough to win the election. What allowed them to just cross that margin into success was some promises that Joe Biden made, right? Made some promises. Some people, held their nose and came out and voted for him based on, big talk. And then he gets elected, and all of a sudden, silence. So a lot of those people, the I'm gonna call them the marginal people, right? Because the elections are close, so it's on the margins, right? You have just a little, group of people that push you just over enough to win, right? That boost came from people, a lot of it anyway, from people that voted based on, promises made, promises not kept. So those people are upset. Um, in particular, I know one of the first things he talked about, like Georgia in particular, he was talking about the checks, and then all of a sudden they played this game of like, oh, it's cumulative based on the last check and this check and the amount we said, and we're advertising. Well, don't be stupid, guys. And then they were talking about increasing minimum wage and all this good stuff, right? Um, so that the fact that a lot of people only came out of desperation, and then some of them came out based on promises that weren't kept. Then it's kind of like, after 4 years of Biden, he's so old and just like Trump. But Trump, I think, covers it better, shall we say. But in general, the enthusiasm is not there. It never really was. So I just felt like, who's going to come out for this guy, you know? And there's a lot of fire, a lot of energy on the right. But this just still, it was too complicated, man, because Trump is just out of control. The Republicans are out of control. So who knows, right? I'm not 100% yet, but I'm prepared to start making some of my assessments in terms of my predictions. Um, Currently, I see a couple weeks ago I would have said Joe Biden is definitely going to lose, right? He's definitely going to lose. A lot of people concerned about his age, as they should be. I think Trump voters should also be concerned about Trump's age, but regardless, we're talking about Biden. So people concerned about his age, people just not excited about him in general. He's just not a figure that, people, I think some people voted on based on normalcy, just a regular guy, and not getting away from the chaos and against Trump. But just there's not a lot of like people that just like Biden, yes, Biden, you know what I mean? So that was definitely not looking good. But I see a current pathway that he could actually win. The pathway is the economy. It's the economy, stupid. Um, the economy is headed in a positive direction currently, despite all the negative talk from the Republicans. I think interest rates are starting to go down. Stock market had a record day just the other day. Now, in the immediate term, people might dismiss this because a lot of what I just described is really benefiting people at the top, right? But um, this is only the beginning, right? What comes next, right? I see fuel prices coming down, right? On the trajectory that we're on right now, inflation can start to fall. I mean, I think it's already starting to fall, but it can drop to a significant degree. Gas prices dropping to a significant degree. So, what does that mean? Gas prices dropping. That's going to be more money in the hands of Americans. Now, we're not giving Biden necessarily credit. It's not about Biden. This is just about the climate. If the climate is, you know, looking better and things are heading in a positive direction, I think, people looking at let's stay on the current trajectory of things getting better versus Trump coming in and doing all kind of craziness. That might be just enough to make Biden potentially win, depending on again the path that we're on right now. If we stay on this path and the election time comes and Americans are looking at more money in their pockets, again, people who don't like Biden are going to say Biden had nothing to do with that. I'm not saying he had anything to do with it, I'm just saying, how are people going to feel when it's time to vote? And if they're feeling like, wow, okay, it's been a tough, few years, but you know, things have been better for me lately, because that money, if you're not making that much money, just simply if fuel prices going down, that can make a big difference for you. And if some of these, inflated prices start dropping, um, if in general people are feeling better financially and they feel like we're on a positive trajectory versus how things were 3 months ago, I don't know, man. So what does that mean? Ultimately, what that means is, contrary to what I was thinking before, where I was thinking Biden's just going to get completely decimated. I think this is going to be just a standard election, which means super, super close. Biden could win, Trump could win, or Trump's not there, whoever it is can win. So I don't think it's going to be as chaotic as I thought it was going to be. Um, just because when you line up everything, put everything in perspective, uh, this is probably what Biden's relying on. He's looking at the economy, and um, the crazier Trump gets, more excited Biden is. He's like, great, we're gonna run on, you don't want the next guy, right? Trump's gonna become a dictator, blah 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 blah. And I wouldn't dismiss those claims, but that's not the point. The point is Biden potentially hiding behind that fear tactic rather than relying on, you know, delivering, right? And Biden apologists will say he did deliver. Yeah, he delivered. I don't think there's ever been a president that hasn't delivered anything. Even you may look at Trump and say you hate Trump. He delivered on some things, right? Um, Question is whether he delivered enough. That's the same battle I'm dealing with my local government. I'm ready. I'm ready to hear. I'm about to go to war with them, and I'm ready to hear they're gonna try to say, "Oh, look at what we've done." Nobody's saying they're not doing anything. My mayor, has not done nothing. The thing is, has he done enough? And I say no. I say he should have done a lot more, right? So the fact that Biden delivered on some promises or had some wins, not so relevant. I mean, good, good. Anything he did, that's great. But, the way I look at it is the American people need this. Biden delivered this. And don't, not to scale. The point is, he is not delivering as much as the American people need right now. A lot of people are still struggling with housing and not being able to pay their bills, worried about health care. And you put all the stuff that Biden has done, everything he's accomplished, and it hasn't made a major dent overall in those key issues that are very important to Americans. And that's the way we got to look at it. We can't get caught up in oh, he did this and he did that. And, okay, great. I'll do my sinking ship analogy. 100 people on a boat that's sinking, and then Biden has found life jackets for 50 people. Great, that's wonderful. He just saved the lives of 50 people, but 50 other people are about to drown and die. You know what I mean? If he doesn't find a solution for them, so great, thumbs up that you got those 50 life vests. But what about the other 50 people? Now, don't take the analogy too literally. I don't expect any president to solve every problem and fix everything for everyone. We're not talking about utopia. However, there's a lot more that he could have done that he did not do, and it's not that he tried really hard and failed. I don't see a lot of effort in a lot of areas that he could have improved on. So could be Biden, could be Trump, could be Trump's replacement, but I think we are headed towards a normal election. Threats to democracy aside, I'm just focused on the numbers in terms of who might win versus the other person. Is it going to be like a landslide election for one or the other? No, I think it's going to be a normal election as far as votes. Whoever wins is going to win by a small margin. Asked me 3 months ago, I would have said Biden would have been absolutely destroyed. But when you combine, abortion with Trump insanity, with the economy getting better, and you balance it all out, normal election. That's my thought. Tell me what you think. Comment below.